impressed with Caleb Williams, calling him the next Zach Wilson, or being down on Caleb Williams?
I already heard him
here?
talking about how much he loved him. I'm ready.
I did. Back in the day. And then you're just like, well, he was at BYU. Well, and the other thing is, it turns out Puka Nacua is the freak. And so that whole year, you're like, wow, Puka Nacua and Gunnar Romney, like.
Wait, was he with Zach Wilson?
Yeah, BYU.
Well, yeah, I knew BYU, but
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Man,
Yeah,
it
it
just
was him
feels
and
like
Gunnar
Zach's been
Romney.
a bust for so long.
Oh, yeah. But then, I don't know. It's like Michael Penix. Like, what if Rome Odunze and Jalen McMillan, like, they've got the Polk, those three receivers,
Yeah.
what all of them are just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, so let's jump into the inside scoop where you guys know throughout the season, Todd broke down the key plays for every game the Monday after. Now, we're doing a little inside scoop draft edition, and we're going to be doing it multiple times a week leading up to the draft, breaking down quarterbacks, but then also other players. Todd, Henry are both going to lead us through this. And today, Henry's starting at the very top with Caleb Williams.
Yeah, you gotta. And for this one, we're jumping way back.
Oh.
So this is like his breakout game. So the Sooners are 6-0. This is 2021. Spencer Rattler's the quarterback. And this is obviously the Red River rivalry. He subbed in down like 28-7 for like a 4th and 1 read option, like broke a couple tackles, ran 66 yards for a touchdown, gave him the spark, put Rattler back in, like he's still quarterback, couple more drives, has like his second turnover, second one that turned into a Texas touchdown. And so that's when Lincoln Riley just said, nope, we're going with Caleb Williams, the true freshman. And things went pretty well.
So was this 3 years ago? Then?
This was his
2020.
2021.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So 3
So-
years. Okay.
Yeah. It's weird because we're like halfway in between the
Right.
3 and the 2. Yeah. This is, he scored on 2 of his first 3 drives. This is the 4th drive here. They're down to 41-23. And it's just like a nice little throw. So you actually fumble the snap here. Picks it up.
Off great.
Finds a little lane, leaks out. This is kind of like the throw motion. Like he's always just on the run. He's always like stepping forward. Then bang.
Yeah.
You can kind of see this little window right here. Just puts it right through for a touchdown. Just like a nice little simple throw, but shows off the arm strength a little bit. Just pounding it right through that window. So you flash forward a little bit.
Pounding through windows.
Pounding through windows. So this one, yep, get pressure off the side. Again, like loves to leak out. It's that same like off-platform throw he always has.
That is wild.
This is the ball is actually like up here somewhere. Throws it. You can kind of see where is he. This is the 25 here, so the 20. So he's standing at like the 18 or something.
Wow.
Then bang.
Wow.
Hits actually the same receiver right there on the 30-yard line for a big gain. Oh, who is that number 17 there? Who is that number 17? Yeah.
Impressive, you hear.
So you can see now 33-41 here. 7:37 left. Like remember, they were down 35-17 when he subbed in full time. Again, drops back. Again, the pressure in his face, and steps up. Again, like that same kind of off-platform throw. Bang. Hey, look, there's that same guy again.
Hey.
Look at just on the money, perfect, right on that front pylon. Bang, touchdown, get the 2-point conversion, 41-41. They come back and win. So that's Caleb Williams' first game. That's when everybody's like, oh, wow, who's this guy who just took down Spencer Rattler?
Yep.
Well, it just feels like, Puka Nacua was the freak.
Exactly.
Seems like Marvin Mims is the dog in that.
That
You know
might
what I'm
just be
saying?
Marvin Mims. Huh? Yeah.
Already a Pro Bowler, so
Was there? Did I see something? I could be totally wrong. So don't take this as fact. But did I see something where Marvin Mims would have transferred out of Oklahoma if Caleb Williams stayed?
If Lincoln Riley stayed.
If Lincoln
Which
Riley
were kind of tied.
stayed.
But yeah,
Okay,
and I
okay.
haven't asked him about that. But that
Yeah.
was something that he said before the draft. He said, like, yeah, I was probably going to leave, but then Lincoln Riley left. And speaking of which, so that's what happened. So that's
Yep.
we're going to skip ahead. So actually that game he subs in 97.5 QBR. Which remember is
that
out,
game?
out of 100.
Yep.
That's a pretty
pretty
ridiculous thing. The best he had until this game, the next season. And this is obviously Notre Dame. At this point, he's second in the Heisman race. C.J. Stroud's in front of him. C.J. Stroud's like minus 130. He's plus 130. It's a 2-man race. They're 10-1. They're playing number 15 Notre Dame. They're still playing for like a chance to go to the CFP. And then this game, this is really his Heisman moment right here, some would say. This run, it's like late third quarter. They've been leading by double digits all the way through. They really just dominated this game. But this shows off just how much of a freak he is when he's moving. So let's just jump in. You see he'll snap here, drops back. You kind of see, oh, this guy's beating his man down there. So what does he do? He steps up, takes this little like loop, and continues the loop all the way around to here.
Wow.
And now he's over here. You see, like, oh, surely these guys got him. This guy's going to come through and get him. He's got to throw the ball. But wait, somehow all three of these guys are back here. Caleb Williams is off and running up through here. Oh, but here it comes, though. Defender here, defender here. He's about to just get pancaked.
Yep.
Oh, no! He actually hit the wrong guy. They took each other out. Meanwhile, Caleb Williams off over here. There's a nice little stiff arm, breaks another tackle, and slides. It's a first down. They go on to score. That's the game. The next morning, he is minus 2350 to win the Heisman.
Wow.
So that's the one that really locked it up. So now we'll jump into like some actually looking at things that are happening. This is all this season. This play I just wanted to choose because this is like, to me, the classic Caleb Williams play. So you see like nice little pocket here, but eventually these edges come up. So these edges get to right here. So Caleb's move is actually to move backwards. And this is what he loves to do. He'll actually kind of like backpedal. You see like he's square sort of down the field. He'll literally backpedal. You'll look, so like right here he's standing like front foot on the 25. Now he's literally backpedaling 3 yards. So these edges, you can't see this guy. They kind of like go up the field. They go up the field, which opens up these running lanes like that, which is what he takes. And so he rolls out, bang, and just beautiful. These guys have just been like crossing back here. He's got to get in before he gets to this guy down here, and it's perfect throw. But that to me is like Caleb Williams.
Yep.
Like that's what he does. It's this back pedal, bait those edge rushers back, and it just creates so many running lanes. Like he's just in total control of the pocket.
He has such good pocket presence and awareness and feel and movement.
Totally. This one, he can do more than just get out of the pocket, though. So you'll see the snap. They're rushing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 guys coming, it looks like. So he does the same thing, kind of drops back, gets deep, steps up again. And this whole time, he's had this guy, just this big crosser, and there's a corner right here you can see. He's just passing him off to the safety.
Yep.
He knows it's coming open. He steps up. He's patient, and just bang, hits him right here, and winds up running up the sideline.
Yep.
This one, you see... Let me see where my notes. There we go. Oh, there it is, actually. So this one kind of looks like maybe like, it could be like man down here. It could be like that. It could be like some cover 3 with the corners, but it doesn't really look like it. Little RPO, because everything with Lincoln Riley has the RPO. You see these guys kind of collapsing to the middle. So you got this coming. You got this coming behind. Again, his eyes right there. He just waits, though, for this guy to get this, and all of a sudden, Brendan Rice, my guy, is coming open right behind because he can break inside. The corner actually falls, but he does have, like, that inside leverage either way. It's boom. It's like a quick little read. And that's the thing with Caleb Williams. In that Lincoln Riley offense, there isn't a whole lot of... It's rare you see him make, like, 3 reads in one pass play. Like, you'll see him look guys off. You'll see him... There's a lot of, for example... I want to get rid of all this.
Wait, he won't make 3 reads?
It's rare.
Okay.
But you'll see, like, there'll be plays where, like, you got, like, the hitches down here, and you'll see that it's, like, man, and so he'll know, like, this guy, for example, just be, like, running up the boundary, and he'll take the one-on-one ball. So he knows what he's doing. He's doing all that sort of stuff. But because it's so RPO-based, that's kind of, like, the first thing he looks at almost every play. And so there isn't a lot of, like, 1 to 2 to 3. There's a lot of, like, 1 to 2, but not, like... going through, but again, he's a rookie quarterback.
Okay, then that's a really good question where some people in the comments, you hear, can you scroll just slightly up in the comment section, have been saying, scroll up a little bit more. Okay, stop, and then just scroll down because there were multiple comments, but I'll just read this one specifically. Scroll down again. Here.
Did he cry?
A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit There we go. Coming in from Tim Wentz. And he said, if Russ drives Sean Payton crazy, Caleb Williams would get him in a straitjacket and a padded room. And there's been other comments about how, man, if Russ drove Sean crazy, Caleb would go even crazier. Do you buy into that?
The thing is, it works for Caleb. So like they do a lot of similar things. Like you could make that comparison, but the comparison isn't Caleb Williams to Russ. It's Caleb Williams to Russ like 10 years ago. And you could say like that's what you see most, and you wouldn't really be wrong. But there is a lot of like the turn your back and like make guys miss. And if you want to see more of that stuff, you can just get on YouTube and search, and you'll see all sorts of it. The difference is for Russ, like there was a lot of turning your back downfield, and then it just didn't work. So I do think. Here, we'll get to this next play.
No,
Next play's a good
I
one.
agree with you. I feel like, Caleb's, one of his abilities is controlling the pocket. And it felt like this year and last year, Russ did not have control of the pocket. So how Caleb is actually helping his O-lineman to block their guy feels like Russ is running into the guy as their O-lineman is trying to block him. So
100%.
it's a difference with that.
And when Caleb runs, it's to help his offensive line, help his receivers. When Russ ran a lot of the past 2 years, specifically this past year, it was just because he was freaking out.
Yeah.
And that would lead to bad things, where Caleb's more times than not leads to good things.
Also, Todd, you blocked him on Twitter.
Blocked who?
Tim, he wanted me to let you know that.
What did he say? What did he say?
Probably something. I'm not picking sides. I'm just saying he did DM me and say Todd blocked me on
Oh, he must have said something crazy then.
It's just a Montana guy, man.
He is a
Oh,
Montana-
man.
Wow. Again, here's like another one. You've got kind of got your like, oh, I gotta get the marker. There we go. Kind of got like these 3 defenders over here. You got like the 3 receiving threats. So what does Caleb do? Sees its man because his hips turn in. This guy just run the little comeback. His hips are out. Just like a nice little easy, read the little triangle over there. Boom, gets him open on the sideline. And then here's the fun one. So this one, obviously, you don't really know what's coming. Again, like, could be man like that, like that. And then, like, maybe this guy's right here. But you don't really know who's going right through there. So you got to decide after the snap. So bang. 3 guys drop out, and they're all just flying this way. So you think they're coming this way. You'd think it kind of, like, loops around. But what Caleb sees, or what he should see, is that this guy's deep, this guy's coming, and so this guy has a whole lot of space up in here.
Yeah.
So what happens? Again, has a whole bunch of space. It'd be perfect if this guy's just breaking out, which he is, and which Caleb is looking at, but it's also this guy. And this coverage to me, do you know what this is, Todd?
It's like 3 buzz.
Okay.
So you got everybody. You got 3 guys. Safety has a third. That corner has a third. The other corner has a third. And this guy dropping out, maybe a linebacker, he's dropping the curl flat, and he's supposed to be dropping underneath one, giving space for this corner to be able to get in his third. Yeah, he's supposed to go all the way underneath number 1.
Yep.
And that's why that inside man is dropping to number 2. That's what it's supposed to be.
So then the tough part for me is that this guy is deep. This guy is deep. Which one of these 2 is supposed to be in the middle?
Probably the guy that's sitting there in between.
The guy that's the shallowest.
Yeah.
Oh, like this?
No.
No, because
The one by the S.
you have everybody dropping to the right, correct?
Yeah.
So somebody has to be the curl flat up top. Somebody has to be the hook up top.
So you'd think it's him.
So yeah, you would think he's either curl flat or hook. The other guy dropping out is either curl flat or hook, and that guy has to be the deep third, because you wouldn't drop guys out to the right but have guys going deep to the left. You know what I'm saying? You
Exactly.
have to have them replaced.
Yeah. And so what happens, though, is that this guy right here is flying up the field, and neither of these 2 takes the middle. And Caleb sees it coming because he knows what he's doing. Oh, and there he is, wide open. Here's the other guy who he could have just had right here.
Yep.
But there's just a whole lot of space. And then wide open,
Wow.
balls right here, dropped
Easy.
because USC actually really sucked this year. Dropped.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, but so there is like that stuff where he really does, like, to start from way back here, not knowing what's happening, to bang, these guys are coming out. There's a whole lot that you got to see. And to find that guy when you know this guy's coming open too, I mean, there is some like high level stuff there in terms of like a rookie quarterback. That to me is really impressive because you still like JJ McCarthy will sometimes go through and he'll be the guy who goes like 1, 2, 3, like, and find like all those different guys. That just doesn't really exist in this offense anyway. So you can't expect it of him. But to be able to find that's great.
The question for me, like in the NFL, you don't have these. Most of the time, you don't have these big busts.
Yep.
Or like most of the time. So why wouldn't you just take the number one? Why wouldn't you just take your first read? It's the clear, open throw. You have a outside linebacker trying to get underneath one receiver. He's running it out. This is exactly what we would draw up if we knew they were in this. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even draw up the middle of the field if you knew they were in cover 3.
True.
You would draw up this quick little out. So why not take that? You're sitting there looking at it.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? It just seems like, boom,
It
take
worked.
that. We keep going. But
I guess it got dropped.
I guess it got dropped. That would just be my question. I would just love to hear like his thought process on that.
Oh, all these clips. I just picked the Washington game just because I figured that was like a decent one to choose. But I got one more. This is just a fun one. This is a 4th and 1. And it looks like, because Caleb actually tucks the ball here. You can't really tell. If I clipped it before, you would see. But he tucks the ball and runs this way. It doesn't look like anybody's getting upfield, so maybe it's not a run. Double team. This guy comes straight through. And so he just has to turn back. So he does his big loopy thing. Stops right there. And makes just a ridiculous throw. So you got like a guy in your face, guy in your back. He sets his feet. 4th and 1. There we go, Todd. Couldn't hold that one together. Just a back shoulder ball all the way out here. Like this throw on 4th and 1 to this one-on-one, just getting it to this pylon right here. Like that's just freaky stuff. Mm-hmm. And so like you can go through and you can find like he can like run an offense and work within the structure, but then also just like loops out, bang, all the way over there, and it works. And again, shout out my guy Brendan Rice. I guess they had 2 good receivers, but the best receiver on that team.
He's technically Jerry's guy, Brendan Rice, right?
At times, yes.
At times.
At
Oh,
times.
do they? Okay.
They haven't always
Okay.
gotten along
Fair.
great. But yeah. So you do see like with all this looping out stuff, he does take quite a few sacks. Like it doesn't always work. It seems like when it doesn't work, a lot of the time it's like he just stumbles because he's trying to like do like a 180 or whatever and just kind of like loses his footing, and so then they lose the advantage. I didn't include any clips of that. Occasionally, I think he threw like 5 picks this year. There were 5 last year. Like there was one against Colorado where he rolls out, has a guy open up the sideline, and then just underthrows it. Mm-hmm. So you see some of that sort of stuff. So there are like issues, but
Is that his only downside on the field?
takes some sacks that he shouldn't.
Yeah.
And like when you play like chaos ball, sometimes it doesn't work.
Right.
But other than that, like obviously just a freak.
Is he worth the number 1 overall pick?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Is he
Oh,
worth
yeah.
trading 3 first-round picks, a 2nd-round pick, and a star player?
If our team is in a different position, yes, but not for right now.
Not this team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think after looking in depth at him?
I mean, you know where I'm at with the like. I'm in kind of a dark place because of what's happening in the rest of the division. So I mean, I'm kind of at an F it. Go get Caleb Williams if you can.
Okay. So
Just see what happens.
is he Mahomes 2.0?
It'd probably be. You can't just say that now. You probably need him to like go do it. But when you look at the things he does, like there's so much of the way that even like broken plays just kind of turn to options. Like he'll leak out to the right or something. I wonder if I have like a blank one of these. Like he'll just like leak out over here, and then this guy will kind of like leak up through the middle, and all of a sudden like one defender will just be like stuck between the two of them, kind of like hesitate, and then it's like drop it over the top. Like he'll have like some like moon balls that go like 15 yards when there's like a running back on a linebacker, and he just like tracks it and gets underneath it. Like you see some of those things, like the creativity.
Right.
He definitely has the creativity, and they're just it goes well so often that it isn't concerning, which I guess is kind of like the Mahomes thing, where it's like
Right.
anybody could try those things. It's just that they work all the time is the thing. See,
Right,
like
right.
it's possible, more possible than anybody else.
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe how many comments there are of people saying he's just like Russ.
I mean, early Russ could also be because he was doing that stuff too.
Yeah.
Like that's when he was rolling out the back of pockets and things were working.
Because I think, comparing to Patrick Mahomes, I mean,
It's
what
ridiculous.
he's doing has never
Yeah.
been done. I think
Yeah.
even
Exactly.
when Tom Brady was at his peak, I've never heard anybody say he's just like Tom Brady.
Right.
Like, there's never been that
No.
comparison. Like,
No.
for a guy coming to college.
There was like a little bit like a Brock Purdy, like, oh, he could be Tom Brady, but that's just because he's slow and has good weapons.
and a later round
I
pick.
just, like,
Yeah.
I hate saying it, but what he's doing has never been done. Like,
right.
Yep.
trying to say that he's going to be him is nonsense.
What it
Exactly.
should be said is he Patrick Mahomes 2.0 coming out of college? Like Mahomes when he came out of college. Because Mahomes went, 11th in the
Yeah.
draft? So, like, he was far from a perfect prospect
Yep.
coming out.
And Caleb's like twitchier. He's faster. Like you could just say he's like he's got like a better instincts and football IQ than Kyler Murray. Again, like you kind of look back at some of those Oklahoma quarterbacks. Like I think there's some similarities there.
Yeah, because there's so many guys that have been great college athletes, from Johnny Manziel to Kyler Murray
Exactly.
to even Baker has just had a good year. But, like, these guys were freaks in college.
No, Mahomes was Cliff Kingsbury, not Lincoln Riley. I got that confused. But Lincoln Riley, like you look at like Baker has like some of the same stuff, not quite as like twitchy, but some similarities. Kyler Murray definitely does. Jalen Hurts has quite a bit of that. Like it could be kind of concerning that he's coming from that offense for sure. Because there is a lot of, like, what I didn't show is that half of his passes are like RPOs. But at the same time, you have people who love Bo Nix, and it's like, well, 80% of his passes are just
Right,
like
right.
dink and dunk and dink and dunk. And so,
Right.
like, what do you have to like this a lot more.
I mean, the other thing that comes close with Mahomes in terms of their college production is they both had incredible college stats. We mentioned how Michael Penix has the Mahomes stat of 2 back-to-back years of 4,500 plus passing yards. Mahomes and Caleb Williams both had awful defenses. So games they were losing as their defense gave up like 52 points.
Yeah.
And they were only able to score 48. So they weren't playing with necessarily the best teams.
Yeah. Well, and then last year, remember, Caleb, like USC was incredible. Like they finished regular season 11-1 and missed the CFP because they lost in the
2 years
Pac-12
ago.
championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this year things didn't go well. I think they started kind of hot. But then like you said, like you lose this game against Washington, you lose the game against Oregon.
Who was the quarterback for Washington?
Michael Penix Jr. Yeah, we might be getting to him soon, huh? I was thinking about what if the Broncos drafted Michael Penix Jr., signed Michael Pittman Jr., and then like somehow either like MPJ throws it to MPJ with like Nuggets MPJ in the stands, or like maybe they go to a Nuggets game together and somebody gets a picture of like MPJ and MPJ watching MPJ hit a 3.
It's like sportsception.
It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, that
all
would
the
be fun.
MPJs in one place.
Yeah, that would be fun. And this was fun. Great breakdown,
Yes.
Henry.